Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Cozy Leggings. Am I the beehole for not wearing the cosplay costume my husband made for me? Okay, a little background first. I, a 26-year-old female, is married to Eric, a 26-year-old male, for 2 years now. We met at a Comic-Con type event and immediately hit it off. We both share our love towards cosplay, video games, and a lot more. I was into cosplay since I was a kid. In college, I found some like-minded friends and we were hitting many comic conventions with our awesome costumes. But I was never a good designer, nor a streamstress. I was always able to buy something that I liked and do little mods and add accessories, a kind of deal. But I enjoyed it a lot. It was during this time I met Eric, and golly, he is a master designer and he's good with electronics and stuff too. He makes these really awesome costumes with lights and stuff that is at another level when compared to what I do. His proudest achievement is an Iron Man costume with a light up arc reactor, eyes, palm rockets, which is a sight to behold at night. Anyway, after we met, he made some costumes for me also, and we hit the conventions like no one's business. Okay, coming to the problem now. My college friends invited me to a convention a month ago, and I said yes. I decided to go as Starlight, the character from The Boys. I did not mention this explicitly to Eric. Today, Eric surprised me with an ongoing project of ours. We were on our way to making a Melania costume. Oh god, from Elden Ring. That's giving me flashbacks. So many waterfowl dances, that stupid sword move that cuts you to ribbons. And I know she's the Blade of Mikola. I put 130 hours into that thing. I know people are like, oh, they have like 200 hours, but that's a lot for me nowadays. I love that game. Looking forward to the DLC. So that's probably a cool costume. But back to it. For a conversation that's a convention that's later this year. Eric had finished the costume early to surprise me. For the convention next week. Mind you, this is a very complicated piece to put on, and it has some electrical plugs too while putting it on, which I'm not too comfortable with doing alone. I said I already decided on going as Starlight, and he asked me to show him the costume, so I showed him the one-piece Starlight costume I got for this event. He said it was a typical slutty hot girl costume, and I said maybe I want to be a slutty hot girl with my friends, and not completely out of place at a not too fancy convention. Okay, this sounds like one of the smaller ones. I've been to 2 conventions, I think 3, but 2, one smaller, which was not fun. We got through it real fast and it was depressing, and we got out of there and just got something to eat. And then I went to the bigger one, which I dressed up as Death the Kid from Soul Eater, the good one, not the slice of life boring one. But yeah, I went as that to one convention. That was fun. The bigger one's always more fun to me, but back to it. I just wanted to be simple and feel smexy in my hometown with my old friends. I could see that he was very hurt by my remark, and I said I can still wear it to the original convention according to our plan anyways. He said I still should have mentioned about my costume earlier, so he could not have rushed the Millennia costume. Then I told him that he should have asked me first, and that it's not his responsibility to make me costumes for everything. He had to leave for work, so this is where I stand now. Sorry for the long rant. I'm typing this all to calm down my nerves a bit because we never had an argument of this magnitude before. Am I the beehole here? P.S. I'll reread all this again, and I want to clarify when he said slutty. It was not disrespectful. We review a lot of costumes on our free time, and we give them sluttiness ranking out of 10, amongst other scores. I have worn 10 out of 10 sluttiness costumes, with and without them before, and that's not the issue. It's just that he thinks the store-made ones are too generic. Ah, okay. I'm glad you clarified at the end about the whole slutty thing. So it's not him, you wanting to show skin and all that. It's probably because he takes it as an insult to his art. That's the way I'm seeing it. Because yeah, I get where he's coming from. The ones you buy from the store are cheap. Mine's I put together by going to thrift shops and Goodwills to put together a suit and all that, and bought the accessories on Amazon, but that's about it. And that did feel nice knowing you had a good tough suit for my costume where it wasn't falling apart and didn't feel cheap. Although the convention was in June, so I was sweating buckets while I was waiting outside. So I can see where he's coming from. He puts a lot of time and effort into those costumes, so I'm assuming his Millennia costume is pretty dope. Probably has the does she have? No, he can't do the wings. The wings are like a flower that unfurl. Maybe he could. I don't know. Dude sounds pretty cool, pretty crazy. It sounds like a situation where when he comes home, you guys should talk about it, because it's not like you don't want to wear his costume. You're gonna wear it where you plan to wear it, which makes sense to me. And you're not going to a huge convention. You know what I mean? You want something you can easily move around in and not sweat buckets in. And I vaguely remember Starlight's costume. I only watched season one of The Boys, so I'm kind of in and out. I think when he comes home, you guys just need to talk about it, and everything will be fine. And just, I get it. I'm pretty sure he feels like he's been insulted artistically because he makes these amazing costumes, and you're just like, I want to I want to use the one I bought off Amazon for like $30. I get it. I could see where he is. I'm gonna say you're not the beehole, and I'm gonna say he's not the beehole because I do art too, not costumes, but I like to draw, and it does get a little insulting when family doesn't. Well, not for me, it's family. Doesn't take you seriously. But yeah, just talk it out with him. You're still gonna wear the costume, and I hope he posts pictures. I want to see what it looks like. Especially the Iron Man one. I know I've seen those super intricate Iron Man ones before, but they're satisfying when all the things move. It's really depressing that the movies moved to nanomachines before Tony, tapped out. But yeah, I kind of wandered off there. OP, I'm gonna say you're not in the wrong. I'm gonna say your boyfriend's not in the wrong either. I feel like this is just something you guys need to talk out, and you'll be fine. And our next one comes from Secure Air 9679. Am I the beehole for having a life, even though my wife is old? My wife is 6 years older than me. I am 53 and she acts like she's in her 90s. My parents are in their 80s and they still golf. They go on vacations. They have massive vegetable gardens that they work on all year long. If my wife has the day off, she sleeps the entire day. Oh. She might get up to make herself some food, but that's it. Her weekends are the same. I am semi-retired, so I do all the housework. I do all the yard work. I make her breakfast. I buy all the stuff she likes so she can pack her lunch. And I make 90% of our suppers. Her only chore is to wash any clothes that have complex instructions that I couldn't possibly understand. I work as a consultant on a multi-billion-dollar construction projects, but lay flat to dry is beyond my comprehensions, according to her. So, over the last couple of years, I have been doing just my own thing. I go golfing, I see movies, I walk our dog, I go check out new restaurants. I always invite her along, but she pretty much always says no. She has been to the doctor, and she's in therapy. There is nothing physically wrong with her that the doctors can find. According to her, the counselor says that she's not depressed. She has not been prescribed any drugs. So, here's the thing though. She has enough energy to go to work. She has no problem teaching all day long. She does not nap during school hours, unless she is home. If she's home, she sleeps all day long. She isn't having an affair. She doesn't leave the house if she can help it. And she is constantly trying to drag me into bed just to relax and have a nap. I cannot do that. If I sleep during the day, I will be up all night. So like I said, I just do my own thing. I do not go away for long vacations on my own or anything crazy like that, but when I manage to drag her out of the house, she spends all day in the hotel or the spa. She is complaining that I never want to spend time with her. I do, but I do not want to lay in bed all day, like I'm one of Charlie's effing grandparents in Willy Wonka. Did not expect the Willy Wonka reference of his grandparents all sleeping was head to toe in the bed. That was gross. OP, not the beehole. You're trying to spend time with her. It's just that the thing she's doing is not something you want to do. It's not like you don't invite her anywhere, and that just sounds sad and depressing. And I thought it was that, but you've answered all the questions. Not an affair. Went to therapy. Got checked physically at the doctor's. I don't know what to tell you in this situation, OP. Maybe she just feels old? Because I don't get that either. My dad's in his 60s. He's over there causing havoc, running around, doing stuff. Sometimes I forget that he's 60. Same thing with his dad. He was like 90 something before he left this earth, and he was crazy too. OP, I got nothing for you, man. All the stuff I was gonna ask you answered already. I hope you figure it out, but no, not the beehole. And our final one comes from Rude Chocolate 69. Am I the beehole for telling my suite mate next time she has a problem, it's not my job to help her? I live in an apartment-style dorm, and everyone has their own room. When we first moved in this semester, I got a knock on my door at 4 a.m., woken up out of my sleep, and I thought I had just imagined it. But the knock came several more times and prompted me to answer my door. Apparently, my suite mate had locked herself out of the room without her phone or any other belongings. I offered suggestions to try and help, but it appeared that there was nothing either of us could do. She'd have to sleep on the couch until the front desk opened. Now, it's a few weeks later, and at 2 a.m. I get a knock again. But this time, I'm not asleep. I'm just half dressed in my bed and decided to ignore it. But the second knock came even louder, and annoyed, I got up. wondering how I would help just when weeks ago I could do nothing. This time she asked me if I had the RA's number, which I said no and suggested she could find it online. But of course she didn't have her phone. Why doesn't she have her phone? Everybody has their phone. I think, phones are glued to us now. And she responded, I know it's downstairs, suggesting she'd rather presumably wake me up than leave the apartment. So I grabbed my phone and acted as if I was looking for the number and told her I couldn't find it and she'd have to go downstairs. It totally spaced me that she needed to use my phone, seeing that she didn't have hers. So before she returned, I got back in my bed and another knock came. This time she asked to use my phone, which I obliged, standing there for 5 minutes with only underwear and a tank top on, waiting. When she gave it back, she apologized and I nodded and told her, if it's after 12 a.m. next time, I'm probably asleep, so don't knock on my door. But did in a manner that wasn't rude. Am I the beehole for not wanting to help while I was awake and suggesting that I won't help in the future? I was honestly annoyed that she thinks it's okay to wake me up at any time. When she has an issue, when I'm not the only other sweet mate she has, and when we're not even friends. There's no hard feelings or anything, but I hardly know her. Okay, I'm gonna say you're not the beehole for sure. If it was the first time, I would do what you did. I would try to help kind of, but not really. Who doesn't carry their phone on them? Like, I get sometimes, things happen, but I can't remember the last time I forgot my phone. I forgot my wallet, forgot my keys, but you can't get far without your keys. The second time, though, yeah, that would have been the last straw for me. And I believe you did the right thing. You told her in a nice way, hey, I'm not doing this again. And when it happens again, because it sounds like it's going to happen again, you need to stick to your guns, OP, and do not help her. She needs to learn this lesson, because it's going to keep happening, apparently. But OP, not the beehole. Enjoy your night. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.